maybe the guy who was making the phone calls was just the guy who had to make the phone calls, because who else would know the lullaby? Now, in the Netflix documentary, they mention that the family was scammed out of $210,000, but they don't mention, this was further investigating that I did, that there was actually a point where this guy who sends this is like, look, here's some more facts and proof. Here's the lullaby the mom used to sing to her that only the mom knew, and they never made public information. So that's when I started sitting with the idea that maybe Amy, as we might understand by now, is not the same person. There is no 23-year-old Mazda Miata driving, post-college, puppy-owning Amy. That person does not exist anymore. There's a survivalist now, a woman who's had to do some terrible things to survive, speculatory based on the theory that she was kidnapped. And that person can't go home. She has too much shame, she has too much guilt, she has too much humiliation of what she's put her family through based on her decisions. Speculatory, this is the conclusion for that verdict. And it's better, they're better off without her, because their hearts would break to see who she had to become. And in those photos would be, again, speculatory, my conclusion, in those photos that you see of her, you can see the difference in her soul. The difference is the happier photos of her earlier, that person is not there anymore. Now, the last thing I want to mention before I see you again and talk about my list of questions is Brad. I would never want to victim blame, and I'm not. But Brad, I have some questions. And, you know, we've never seen Brad cry. That's cool. Maybe some people just don't cry. I've never seen Brad cry. And I'm wondering if it's because perhaps maybe Brad has some guilt. Perhaps Brad is not sharing all the information in their conversation on the patio that night. Perhaps Brad knows that they did some things that maybe they wouldn't want their parents knowing, and either out of protection for Amy and her reputation, or for his own sake and his own reputation, is not disclosing all the information he knows. It seems to me that there is a missing link to this story, and it seems to me it's worth asking Brad, please tell us, is that really everything that happened? Maybe he knows something that would have really helped us narrow this search. That is my spidey sense. I feel like Brad is holding on to something. Anyway, I will see you guys on the next episode, where I go through my list of questions, including what cabin they were in, what was the room number, it's important to know what side of that ship they were on, and so many other questions. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Please leave your conclusion in the comments. Do you think she jumped or fell over? Do you think she walked out on her own accord and was body snatched? It is so important for all of us to keep saying all of their names, whoever it was that's missing, because this is how we continue the search and continue to keep them alive. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.